and a ranking member of the CDC, Len Eugene Nagbe. At some point, I'll call you Eugene. At some point, Commissioner. At some point, Minister. Just take everything. Mr. Minister, good morning.
Eugene will be preferable.
Okay, Eugene.
Good morning, Clarence, and thanks for the opportunity to utilize your platform to engage with the public. I appreciate it.
It's been a long time.
Well, because you travel, you were.
You been on all your World Cup thing and all over England, everywhere. That mean you come and put it on.
Because you travel. But anyway, yes, it's always good to be here to interact with you and through you to the public. Yeah. So I'm very pleased.
You always wear a smile, Eugene. You know. Do you get angry?
Well, yeah, like I'm a human, and but I always have the perspective that there's always something positive, even in the midst of negativity. So that's why I smile, because there's always a positive aspect to everything in life.
Yeah. How is our former president, by the way?
Well, he's very good. I did speak to him this morning. He's still in the U.S., getting ready to attend the CDC USA convention, and then after that, he will be returning to Africa, where he will make some visits, and then back to Liberia.
Okay, CDC USA convention. Okay.
Yeah, it begins on the 29th of this month.
That is probably going to raise the notion by a lot of people that probably he's relaxed. He's not coming back. He just want to be with his children and the grandchildren now. Is he going to be active again in the politics of the country?
Well, when you say again, then the assumption is that he's not active. Okay. He is actively engaged in every aspect of the CDC. And somebody said, "Oh, he gone to the World Cup, just because of his son." But so then I asked them, I said, in 2010, when he attended the World Cup in South Africa, was his son playing? Or in 2006, when he went to Germany? George Weah cannot be extricated from football.
That's his master status.
He is an executive member of FIFA. He has the racism panel, which is at the executive level of FIFA. Before then, he was a member of the football committee. The football committee of FIFA is the committee that makes the laws of the game or adjusts the laws of the game. He's engaged. Now, the World Cup is like, few weeks. The whole 6-year term, there will be only one World Cup. The next World Cup will be 2030. So out of 6 years, if somebody go attend a very critical, important function for a few weeks, how is that disengagement? I think what is happening is that the Unity Party people want for Mr. Weah to disengage from a core aspect of his being, in which he will not do. He will remain engaged with football and football activities, and he has a key role to play. Racism is a very serious thing in sports, so he has a great responsibility that he will perform alongside his political work as the political leader of the CDC.
Is he following a lot of the issues that are going on in the country?
Absolutely. And if you remember, he made a speech from the U.S. to the CDC's anniversary in Seizure, where he made some very strong points. He'll be making a speech also on the 30th in the U.S., which will be broadcast in Liberia, where he will continue to speak on national issues. But apart from speaking in the public, he has been engaged in many ways to different actors about the situation in Liberia, his views. You remember he sent a note to ECOWAS through the ECOWAS chairman and also through the executive chair of ECOWAS about the state of affairs in Liberia. He has held meetings. Even before going to the States, he held meetings with other West African leaders. He spoke by phone to the president of Ghana. So there are some things that happen, whether he's in Liberia or outside of Liberia, he continues to engage as the political leader of the CDC, which is a major political stakeholder in Liberia.
Okay. What difference do you think, what political, how do I call it thing, do you think your anniversary celebration in Grand accrued for the CDC? You think it was strategic? People say it would have been better had President Weah been in town.
The CDC is 22 years old, so out of 22 anniversaries, 21 anniversaries, he remotely attended one. We are in a modern society where you have to juggle different activities, so whether he was physically present or not, we had a very successful event. And like he said during his speech, he thanked the other political leaders who attended, including Mr. Cummings, Mr. Ability, Mr. Freeman, the former vice president who also sent a delegation and sent a note, and others who participated along with us. And he sent a particular note of thanks to the people of Granger, who again, despite his absence, turned out in great show of support for the CDC. So our party is a dynamic party. We have a lot of activities happening at the same time, and we are aware the political leader and of our party has a busy schedule. So this engagement in the U.S. was scheduled many months before, and we recognized that for him to be an effective leader, there will be time when he will have to travel out of the country to attend other activities and other engagements.
Okay, let's move on now, leave the CDC issue and talk about some of the national discussions in the country. A few weeks ago, we woke up one morning and there was a seizure of some over $19 million worth of drug. The LDA police made some pronouncements. There were a lot of public criticism, and a lot of people in the public believed that there were big hands, as you would call it, and there were people in the government who were involved, and they were shooting them. Some senators, including Erin Snow, Darius DeLong, and others, Amara Conant, thought, the joint security wasn't giving the information they needed, but somebody was charged, sent to court. Again, there was another drug bust, I think yesterday or the day before, some $300 million and some foreign nationals have been arrested. Gregory Como will have an hastily arranged press conference, and he says, we're in control of the command and control of the cartel. How do you speak to that?
Firstly, how did you know it's 19 million? Because I didn't call that figure. You said it's 19 million.
Okay.
As a journalist, maybe I should believe you. Mm-hmm. Okay, but is it 19 million?
Well, that's what we got from the security people.
Clarence, let me just go back a little bit. Yesterday when I spoke to you, we had a conversation. I don't know whether I can repeat part of it.
Well, go
because
ahead.
It was a private conversation.
Well, go ahead.
I had a conversation with you yesterday, and I said, but Clarence, as a journalist by training myself and a former practitioner, there's something we call the layer two reporting, so that when the government or government operators say something, as a journalist, you're not just supposed to swallow it. The government just came and said 19 million. Nobody asked them how they got at the 19 million figure. Okay, so if we use some comparative analysis,
do you have a different figure?
It has to be different, because unless they can tell us, there are two ways to measure or to estimate the cost of the street value of the cost of a particular consignment of drugs, universally accepted. Mm-hmm. So in 2022, when the government of Liberia at the time conducted a sting operation in partnership with our Western allies, including the USDA, when the USDA elected the government of Liberia and said, look, there is a consignment, we are tracking some drugs out of South America, particularly Brazil. If you know, the shortest point between South America and Africa is Liberia. The shortest point of connection, whether you fly or come by ship, Liberia to Brazil is the shortest distance to connect to Africa. So the U.S. partners, maybe some people, because of the level of deceit and the level of negativity and lies and propaganda, did not understand this whole estimated $100 million drugs that came in. At the time, it was 520 kilograms of cocaine. Before the cocaine came to Liberia, then were alerted by our partners, the Americans and others. They say, look, let this drug come in so that we can find out who the traffickers are. And how, when it lands, then you can grab them. That's what we call a sting operation in security. So there was no porosity of our security architecture at the time. Because they say, let it come in. Came in, was sent to a warehouse, and it was tracked. And those who went to collect it were arrested Unfortunately, the court system did not do all of us justice and allow them to go, which is a blight
The
on our
court allowed them, or the government could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
But I'm saying allow because we did everything we should have done, including from beginning to end. Yet they were somehow found not guilty because we tried.
That's the
We
law.
arrested them on the spot as they went to collect the drugs. That's a sting operation. But in this case, the government doesn't even know how it came into the country. It means there is either some collusion by people in authority. There has to be. Clarence, before I go to the 90 million business, have you ever brought in a barrel? You know the barrel from America where you can put different things in. You know the barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whether the barrel comes on a container or in other ways. Have you brought in one barrel? They will open it. They will check the items inside. A barrel of mixed goods. You pay tax. One single barrel by an ordinary citizen. How is it possible? Now, with all the checks that usually happen at ports of entry, the free port, the airport won't forget it. If you bring one small bag, you put 2-3 bottles of perfume inside, they'll open it and tell you to either pay tax for it or pay duty or whatever. So how is it possible that these things will come in if there is no collusion with some state authority? That is the key question. So when I ask you how you manage to know whether it's 90 million, it's because for me, I like to do analysis. In 2022, the amount of the 520 kilograms was 100 million. The estimate. Now, the weight of this current drug is 46, it has to be 46% of 100 million. And 46% of 100 million is not it's not 19.
How are you deriving at the percentage you're
Because
talking about?
if that marvel, if 520 equals 100, then 237 must equal what? Because this is 237 kilograms. 520 was 100 million. So 230 is just about 46%, just under half.
So what's your calculation telling you? How much million?
It got to be around 46 million. So how did they come at 19? Somebody needs to ask, is it a different quality? If it's a different quality, then the government should not have said cocaine, because cocaine is cocaine. Or is it cocaine plus another compound? Is it diluted? These are the questions the journalists have to ask. Because at the very get-go, we are getting the facts wrong. Or I'm asking questions because how is it? You have 520, you say it's 100. You have 237, then it's 19. So they have to say that, oh, we're saying it's 19 because 1, 2, 3. The onus is upon them. So I don't ever use the word 19.
You think it's important for the joint security to continue
it's important
to investigate?
because drugs are measured by the weight and by the street, the weight and then the estimated value.
Street value.
Yes.
Sometimes they give estimated street value.
Yes. Now, in 2022, what was the street value of drugs
Was that
generally?
street value at the time, or it was weighed?
They weigh it. You have to weigh it. Then you check the quality and the street value to arrive at 100 million. In fact, in that case, the United States, not the U.S., the UN Drug Agency provided kits.
You suggesting that the government hiding something?
No, but that's whether they're hiding or not, there are questions to answer. So I'm not going to say 19 because when it was 520 kilograms, it was 100 million. So why is it 90 million now? Somebody say, oh, it's not important. Is it not? Is the difference between 46 and 19, is it not huge? But if there is a reason, it's not my job to give the reason. It's the job of the government because they said 19 and everybody running with 19 million. So how is it 19?
Okay. But do you know that there was another consignment arrested the day before yesterday? A huge one too. That's what we're hearing.
Yes.
We are hearing.
I saw a video of a whole truckload. So I'm waiting to see how they're going to calculate this one. But for me, it shows further that the cartel is very active. And I see a lot of people from the United Party, including the United Party itself, the issue of press release. And, it's telling because...
Doesn't it also show that even though the cartel is active, but the government is breaking down the cartel?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. You start breaking down something, you say it's 19 million, as you break 19 million, then increase. Are you breaking or is it growing? If from 19 million, you break 19 million down, then 19 million turn to this, just from looking at it, I'm sure it will be around, if they calculate it right, if they don't use the same calculation they use for the 237 kilograms, if they don't use that same non-mathematical calculation, then it might be close to $1 billion. So you break $19 million down, then it tend to, then are you breaking? It means there is entrenchment and there is porosity in the security architecture.
But the other one is that
at the very least.
But you're not sleeping. You confiscating.
No,
you are seizing.
No, but
you are going after a.
Yes, but how is it coming in?
Well,
because it should not come in. So the fact that it's coming in huge quantities mean that you are either derelict in your duty or you are complicit.
No, but
that's the only two logical reasons.
Even some of the most sophisticated countries in the world, drug enter in those countries. The US and everywhere, drug can enter. But people keep surveillance and they confiscate the drugs. That's the major issue.
Okay, so
are you saying drug is not supposed to enter Liberia? Do we have the capacity to do that?
So in 2022, was that not the same thing that should have happened? In your case, that was different. Didn't they say it meant that Mr. Weah was importing drugs? Didn't they say that? The same Unity Party that issued a press statement last night. And what did the press statement say? Oh, the drugs were found near Senator McGill's house. Can you imagine the audacity of these people to try to, assuming, for me, that press release said one thing, that the people of Liberia are very stupid, they got no sense, and will just read anything and then they will believe it. Oh, it was near McGill's house. So they will forget that it's a so an eyesore for the government that you said we're in a tear year. You campaign on lies and said, oh, Mr. Weah is bringing drugs personally. And now he left power. And we're in the tear year. 2024, 2025, 2026. And you still want to point to him?
You think people using this country as a major hub for these?
But there has to be collusion.
Collusion?
Yes.
You think so?
What? For me, as a student of logic, the fact that we have these things entering in such huge quantities, there has to be collusion by state actors at the very least, or there has to be dereliction of duty at the top of that. So any of the two, the blame still falls squarely upon the government. You're either derelict or you are colluding with
I don't also see
you
talk. I don't also see you talking about the fact that at least arrests are being made and the drug is being confiscated. Is that not an issue? Is that not a progress in the fight against drug?
That's not the only way there will be progress. Because if you arrest people for what you say is 19 million, and then the next day you arrest people for quadruple that, how is that progress? I mean, you have to tell me, how is that progress when it keeps happening?
But it keeps
are you finding a solution?
But you're catching the people.
No, but
that's the point. You're catching the people.
Are you catching the people? So did we conclude the 19 million case?
No. When I say you're catching the people,
because the police and the government itself, has said that they have not solved the case.
Well, maybe I'm not saying these people are guilty. The point I'm making is that instead of the drug being here, everybody's relaxing. Security is carrying on.
But the drug ain't being here. The drug coming here. When you say it being, I saw one post from one Unity Party official say, "Oh, they says here drugs." If he has evidence that the drugs been here for 6 years, meaning honor Weah, then he has to show it. The police should call him in.
Okay,
yes, he should call him in because it ain't being here. It just coming here.
You think so?
But that's the reality.
So somebody was telling me that the recent confiscation of the drug, the surveillance has been on for several months now.
Who was surveilling?
Well, the national security apparatus. They've been observing this thing.
But yet, the state said the people who they were supposed to arrest, they said the people fled, some of them fled the country. So what kind of surveillance is that?
Okay.
So you know they're lying to cover up their tracks. And also, let me just say that, sometimes we have to thank our partners because they are watching and they are prodding and they are interested and they are vested in this, you know. So for these things to happen, there has to be some level of collusion. But the admittance of the government itself, you say, oh, they're making progress. They themselves say they're not making progress because they haven't even solved the first.
Did the government say it's not making progress?
They said
Who will be seizing drugs and say you're not making progress? No,
but you said they fixed the first one. It ain't fixed. They still haven't gotten the main suspects, according to them. I'm not quoting anybody, but the very
yeah, but at least somebody is being sent to court. So it means we are following.
If you listen to what the government itself is saying, they say they still haven't found the main actors. That's why they're still looking. Okay, it's very easy to grab somebody who, you know, I read a statement from one of the accused. He said, "Oh, I own a shipment company, and somebody brought it to me to ship." Who the person? How he came in the country? See, those are the key questions because otherwise you're not fighting the cartel. It's like you get malaria and then you get fever as a result of the malaria. And then you tell somebody, say, "Oh, they asked you to break the fever." You broke the fever, but there's still malaria.
Eugene, are you following the recent update in the Samuel Tweah trial as well as the one involving former Chief of Protocol Finda Bundoo too?
Firstly, let me say which Samuel?
I mean,
what you call the Samuel Tweah trial?
Not the trial. Could not be the real word. The Samuel Tweah situation.
He was declared not guilty. What is happening is an attempt to use extrajudicial means to bring him back before a kangaroo body. Because what is it? The case was heard. The jury deliberated. They came up with a verdict and declared him not guilty. 10 days later, you grab some people. 10 days after the jury was disbanded, you grab some people and say, go say that somebody bribe you. The very investigation, they showed that Tweah or anybody, the jury was sequestered. They should not have access to phone. They were under the control of the government. And I listened to two of the jurors, even though they didn't let them to talk to the media, but while they were being handcuffed for performing their civil duty, Siatana Poli, she said, I'm only being jailed because I perform my civil duty. She's a very brave woman. The other lady, Cynthia, she said, oh, your brother here to fool us, meaning somebody from the government went to them 10 days after he was declared free. And you think he's going to submit? He has to resist this because it's not a judicial matter anymore.
And I still want to bring some lawyers to find out what one lawyer spoke their money and said it has never happened before. Another lawyer sent me a text message and said there are precedent cases, and I said I will bring him to unbundle to show us the precedent cases. Tweah says he's not going to submit to anything. He's going nowhere. But there is a concern, Eugene, and I don't know whether that concerns you too. Why is his lawyer still pursuing this matter, making representation on his behalf? Is that not concerning?
But you heard his position. This whole matter is a political affair. So this is why we, as the Congress for Democratic Change, we've decided that this is a political matter and we handle it politically.
Why is he not telling his lawyer to disengage?
Those who want to go to continue an extrajudicial activity, because as CDC we have no confidence that this matter can be handled judicially because it's not a judicial matter. The man was found free.
When you say you resist, what do you mean? If the Minister of Justice wanted Tweah?
The CDC is a registered legal political institution. We have political tools at our disposal. So when we say we resist, we are resisting within the ambit of our fiduciary position as a registered legal political entity.
You think it's good for Tweah to tell his lawyer to disengage? I was not guilty. I'm not interested. I'm not submitting. Don't represent me.
But he was found not by himself not guilty. He was found not guilty by the jury of his peers. And he went home. 10 days later, he said, oh, we found...
So why after Johnson still representing him? It implies that he's still being represented.
No, but am I in court? I got a lawyer. So what? I always retain legal representation.
I would have told my lawyer to disengage. I'm not guilty. Don't represent me again. The case is over.
You want him to sack his lawyer for what? He said, I'm not going to cooperate with this matter. I'm free. Does it mean that he should not have a lawyer? I'm saying like me. Even your entity, you don't have a lawyer yet. So it means that you in court, you agree with everything that happened in a particular case. He has to maintain legal representation because he's a political person.
No,
in CDC, no, let me
maintaining
give you an
legal
example.
and Nagbe, the way the code works, when your lawyer continues
You
to
and me,
make
we're not lawyers,
yeah. I mean,
we want to know how the code works,
no.
then
But you are
different
talking,
people
you are talking about logic now. Everybody should be one student of logic. You know, as a person who follow logic myself,
who follow logic.
when your lawyer continues to make representation in your behalf, it means it is you. He's representing you. He's representing your legal interest, meaning we're still following the process.
Which additional representation? I'm not aware of additional representation in this instant case that has been made. But I'm saying that I'm speaking from the position of the political party of which I'm a member. I'm saying that this has become a political matter, so our reaction will remain political, and we have a whole arsenal of political measures.
Are you planning a protest?
To take.
Are you planning a protest?
We roll every step out. Protest, what you call protest, is one word, but we have a slew of available tools as one of Liberia's biggest political party, maybe the biggest, I should say, at our disposal that we have to utilize.
Are you
because this is a political fight.
You think so?
Unity Party.
You think so?
This is a political fight against one of our very, very senior founding member. It's an attack not on Samuel Tweah alone, but an attack on the CDC. And therefore, the CDC has to react
in a
disproportionate manner so that we can win this fight that has been brought to us.
Strong.
But if somebody slap you one time, you slap them one time, then the fight draw. We want to win. So if they slap us once, we have to slap them twice.
That would mean you would do what?
It will not be proportionate. I just inform you that we are a political party. We have political tools at our disposal that we have to utilize and that we will utilize.
Are you following the one with Madam Bundoo too? I think she slept at the central prison last week.
Which is very unfortunate because the right to bail is constitutional. She did everything possible. And now, as here that the judge has said that it should be 8 million, that's excessive.
You think
and
so?
A violation of her rights.
No, but there are procedures in the right to bail.
Yes, but if you follow the procedure, and it's also a political move to put Finda in jail. And as I speak to you, her lawyers are working overtime to have her out, and she will be out. Listen, if the state
they are working to get the requisite bond, meaning she's in jail because they could not meet the bond.
No. One of the things we're going to do is to take the judge to question his action to put her in jail, and there is legal remedy for that. One of the things our lawyers are going to do to question his action by going to a higher court. So he will go before the higher court and explain why he put her in jail. It's a political thing. And we have to stop using the judicial branch to foster political agendas. And this is one of the reasons I'm here. And people say, oh, Finda made statement at her father's funeral. So what? She's mourning. She's grieving. We have to allow her to mourn.
It seems she feel betrayed.
Grief is manifest.
It seems she feel betrayed.
Even if a citizen is betrayed, it gives nobody right to violate their their legal rights as a citizen of Liberia, their constitutional rights, to put her in jail. She'll come aside. So the main thing, and I always say this, if the state have a strong case, go to court with your case. Why are we so bent on pre-trial detention?
But she's in court, Eugene. Why are you creating the impression that this is a kangaroo thing?
No, listen to me. Firstly, the court have not adduced, they have not started the case. They are discussing pre-trial issues.
Which is in keeping with law.
Listen, pre-trial issues. If you have a case.
No, but can we agree that pre-trial issue is in keeping with the law? It's not outside of the law.
I just told you that her lawyers are going to go to a court higher than this court that put her in jail.
Which is legal.
To question that. Did I say it was illegal? But I'm questioning the methods that's being used by the state. If the state have a strong case against Finda, they should be anxious for the trial to start, and not anxious to jail her before the trial. That's what they're doing.
No. But you have to meet all of the legal requirements. If you file a bond, and the state lawyers think the bond is insufficient, they can challenge it.
That's true, but they've challenged it. Though I know the bond was sufficient, and this is why we are taking the judge to a higher court. Because we're saying it was a sufficient bond and there was no need to put her in jail. That's the issue. I'm saying now, from looking at the state statistics, which in any country you can do, if you have a strong case, just look at the history. When the Asset Recovery Task Force and the Ministry of Justice charge, they fight more on trying to get you in jail before the trial than to hurry and bring the evidence. Since they've been charging people, show me one case that have.
Is it really trying to get you in jail,
that's
or
all
trying to ensure you certify the law?
No, that's all they want, because even when the law is certified, look at the other time and Clamante issue a press statement that he you got a copy. The Asset Recovery Task Force
what copy
issue
I got?
a
You
press
give me
statement.
copy?
Issue a press statement. I saw it on your OKFM page.
Go ahead.
When I say you, now you personally.
All right, go ahead.
I saw it on OKFM page. If you go there, you see it. They issue a press statement that they have blocked former Commerce Minister from traveling. Did you not see that press release?
They said, do they have that authority?
That's the point I'm making. They have no such authority, but they issue a statement, and none of you question them to say, but why you issue such a statement?
No, maybe I don't
when
know
it
what
is out
I've
of
seen
your
it, because
purview?
I know that only the court can issue a writ in the Essay Republican.
That's true. And also, when you're under the jurisdiction of the court, as former Minister Dix was, and she applied to the court, when she was charged, she was out of the country. She came back to Liberia of her own volition because she wants to face her, accused of all the foolish things they put out about her. So the aim is not to win cases. That's why they haven't won any case. But the aim is to try to disgrace people, to try to subjugate CDC officials, so that we can leave them to their devices to continue to suffer the people of Liberia.
Former Maritime Commissioner Eugene Nagbe.
I want to conclude on this matter with the press statement that he issued. It was not within his purview, but he still issued it. They used the word block from traveling.
You just send me copy. You say you get a statement.
We got plenty of CDC people listening. They will soon send me a
copy.
send
me copy. Let me read that statement. Yeah, let me see. I will be checking too.
Yes.
I will be checking too.
The issue statement when they had no power, and in the end, the court allowed her to travel, and she traveled and returned. Nobody running away from the cases that we have to face, because we know they are frivolous, no basis, no evidence. It's just a bunch of trash they're putting out to the court.
Let's hold on there. Eugene Nagbe is Chief of Office Staff in the office of former President George Weah. He used to be the Minister of Information and then became the Maritime Commissioner. He's our guest on the show this morning. We're talking about a lot of political and other issues. I continue to get the impression, I don't want to call names, but I'm receiving a lot of messages that the CDC, you're supposed to be having a mass meeting to consider a nationwide protest action. Do you know about that?
But maybe we're not like Unity Party that don't have meeting. Send the king to power, look at the headquarters of the grass growing all on it.
How does that concern you?
Oh, but then my opponents, I go watch them, I can look at them every day. Sometimes when I'm passing, I can stop, I take picture of the headquarters, I do all those things. It's my job.
The men get headquarters. You not get headquarters, you building one.
What you got building one? The one that we're gonna even have meeting inside. They don't have.
Playing Finny,
they do not have headquarters. We have headquarters. Our headquarters is on course.
The one I order ain't for them.
We can move inside right now. You never see people put zinc on their house and go inside and still be facing it. At least we have something. 5 stories. Yesterday they were working on the plumbing. The other day, somebody went there, they say, because I tried to reach Gating, I couldn't get him. They went to our new headquarters that we're building, West Citizen, put the $5, the $10, the bag of rest. They went, and the bag of cement, the sand, the steel rod, openly, where you see them bringing it, not secret. They went there, somebody went there, the children called me, the workers called me and said, oh, one guy here, he said he's from Public Works. So I tried to call the Public Works people. I didn't get. I think I got getting old number. I couldn't get him because he gave us a document for us to work. We submitted, I think, like almost 300 pages of documents to the Ministry of Public Works. When they asked for the one, how the wire would be, we sent it.
So you say what they want black here?
Wait, nah, let me finish. We sent over. I'm not sure the amount, but I think it's over 300 pages. They asked us for everything. I don't think any building in the whole Liberia received questions like that. The size of the wire, the switch, how deep the foundation will be, we brought all. And then finally, after I think 2 months, so it means our project delayed for at least 2 to 3 months before we got a document that showed them what we want to do, where we put the elevator, where we put the camo, where we put the door, where we put the ceiling, everything. Where what we bring a wire, what kind of wire will you, Chinese wire or all the answers. As the answer, the former president said, you'll give it.
What a real issue now.
Now, somebody went there the other day, they call Seizure brings out, they say, oh, there's a guy here from Public Works. He said the building too tall. I said, we went there. I tried to get Public Works to confirm him because he had no ID card. He talked to her, he left. 5-story building. That is too tall. Well, you know, actually, I wanted it to be 20-story, but the former president said, oh, no.
Maybe you need to hear from Public Works.
Yeah, that was said somebody went there. I always measure my word. And apart from that, there have been a lot of, and then we got another bill from LRA, which the former president said we should pay. We pay, I think, $26,000 first. Taxes for a building, our state building, but they say it's legal. We're the only party now that paying more taxes as we building our headquarters. We all know these things are intimidation.
Okay,
even they bring these are monies from our partisans.
I got a statement, but where is supposed to come from?
But let me ask you a question. As a journalist, I know I want you to do. Go to Unity Party and let them show you the tax they pay for that headquarters they're using.
No, but I want a party issue.
No, it shows
it's personal.
No, it's not personal. It's national. It's government using heavy-handed on the opposition. Heavy-handedness on the opposition.
Let me read a statement.
It's an issue of fairness and of justice.
Okay, I got a statement now. For immediate release, criminal CoS denies inductee Mawene Dick's medical travel request following independent medical assessment. Criminal CoS at the First Judicial Circuit, Montserrat County, has denied the application of the inductee and former Commerce Minister Mawene G.D. seeking permission to travel outside Liberia for medical treatment following the completion of an independent medical assessment ordered by the court. The decision follows an earlier directive from the court requiring an independent local medical institution to assess Ms. Dick's medical condition and advise whether treatment abroad was medically necessary. The assessment was subsequently conducted and submitted to the court for consideration. According to the assessment, there was insufficient objective medical evidence to establish that overseas medical treatment was medically necessary at the time, and the court accordingly denied the application. The court further instructed Ms. Diggs to continue to comply with the conditions of a criminal appearance bond and the writ of Niese Republica previously issued in the matter. The application arose from the Rural Women Empowerment Fund's case currently before the court. The matter involves allegations relating to the misapplication of approximately US 400 blah 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 and LD 190 million blah 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 intended for rural women empowerment initiatives. 8 individuals have been indicted in connection with the case and face charges including theft of property, economic sabotage, misapplication of entrusted property, and criminal conspiracy. ASEPT welcomes the court's reliance on an independent medical assessment as part of the judicial process. The task force has consistently maintained that applications for medical travel leave should be supported by sufficient medical evidence and that the available local medical alternatives should be fully considered before foreign travel is authorized. The task force remains committed to respecting the judicial process and ensuring that all matters before the courts are handled in accordance with due process, fairness, and the rule of law. APET remains steadfast in its mandate to investigate, prosecute in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, and recover public assets for the benefit of the Liberian people whilst respecting the constitutional rights of all parties before the court. What you talk about, I didn't see it here.
No, I sent it to you. I don't know where you got that one from.
All right.
But listen to me now.
The one you sent, let me read.
Why you read. Let me just say to you now. I cited it because AREP that can issue more press releases than even the Ministry of Information have been issuing social fake news. The lady went to America and came back.
No, but Eugene, let's go back to the subject. But this is for public good. What you say? What you said? Let's go straight there. Where is it? The one you sent me. I got it already. Okay, let's read it. Let's read it one. Let's read it. This is for public good. Criminal CoS denies. Okay, but looking at this, criminal CoS at the First Judicial Circuit, Montserrat County has denied the application of inductee and former Commerce Minister.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
But it's not true. The woman went. The court did not deny her.
No, but what you also said first is not true. That there was something in the statement. You just said something that
they said they blocked her.
Yeah, you said arrest said the black hole
from going,
you were
which is not true. I'm saying that they have more focus on the theatrics than on the case. The lady did get granted by the court. She went, took her treatment, and she just came back.
No, but
so but you as a journalist, call Arab and say, but why you laugh?
Eugene, I'm coming. No. I'm asking because you said it was in a statement. Did Asa say it was Asa that blocked her or the court? Was Asa quoting the court? Because the picture
not a spokesperson for the court.
But the picture you presented just now was different.
No, it's not the Arab also issued a release that they blocked her, which I can still send you. They issued 2 releases on this one matter. There's another one on your page. No, but don't say about Eugene. But even this one that you just read is not true because she did get granted by the court and she traveled and she came back. My point is that nobody running away. So they should focus on the accusation they made against her instead of trying, if somebody, it's all right. It's not a gift from Arab or from anybody. That if you apply to the court, if you feel that you need medical treatment, they can let you to go.
Okay, at this juncture, we'll take calls right here on the show. Former Maritime Commissioner Len Eugene Nagbe is our guest right here. We'll take calls on 0777-700-995. One other number, only for WhatsApp for Liberian outside. You call me locally on WhatsApp, I will not take your call. Please, only Liberian outside. 0555-026-995. Is the number. Just call your name. Go. Let's stop beating around. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to the peace loving people of Liberia.
Yeah.
My name is Benedict Yenswad, and I joined the conversation from a local resident. I think Mr. Eugene Nagbe has to be very serious issue. This is a national issue.
So all the things he's talking about, serious thing,
He's still playing around like a child.
No, I'll cut you off. That kind of characterization of Minister Nagbe, we can't take it. No, I can let it talk. I'm a player for it. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
This is Daniel Sano.
Minister Daniel Sano, let's hear you.
Thank you for the recognition. And let me say good morning to former Minister Nagbe. I was listening and Mr. Nagbe was saying he's a student of logic, but I kind of find it difficult to kind of,
my teacher didn't find it difficult.
Some of the points,
me passing grade.
some of the points he's making this morning. For example, when you talk about the drug issue, and Clara, as a talk show host, you said the government is making strides. People have been arrested.
He said the government
consignment have been confiscated. And then Mr. Nagbe still maintained that the government said, they haven't laid hand on the main people yet. That is not true. And for the record, I just want to clarify that when they were trying to politicize this
let's forget about they were trying. But is it not true that the government says it is still going after the some of the main culprits in the case?
That's the point I was coming to. The government has said the entire investigation in the drug issue was not just about the 19 million consignment that was seized on the airport. The government informed the population that there's a cartel that is jointly operating a transnational network that is using Liberia as a safe haven. And the investigation was about cracking down, on that cartel. There were people who doubted what the government said. Today, what happened yesterday has clearly vindicated.
No, but what Eugene said, all Eugene is saying is that the government is saying that the main cartel, the heads of the cartel, is still going after them. They are not getting them.
Did you listen to the police argue yesterday, Clarence?
I did.
The police argue said the government now has, the joint security now have access. They got the cartel in custody, and the investigation continues. So breaking down a cartel is not just about arresting one or two persons. The next one I want to make it is
Minister, just quickly, so I can tell. I was doing it out of courtesy. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, thank you. People have to understand that this country is a country of law, and when the court comes down with a ruling or a decision, we are citizens of the country. We cannot be setting bad precedent. The situation with Arek and the former Commerce Minister was not a decision by Arek. It was a decision by the court.
Okay, Minister, thank you. You've had your say. Let me go outside Liberia and take this call. This person is on this line. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Mr.
Yeah, I'm not going to call you or the network is bad, but I will let you be. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, my word.
Joy from Phoenix, Arizona. I want to say, Honorable Minister, thank you for coming to the public space to give your opinion on the happy. I want to say this to you, Honorable Minister. You know, we that are outside here, we see how things were when it comes to the fight against corruption. We are not going to support the government if the government is trying to take the right of all citizens in the country. Proceeding that is going on currently when it comes to the fight against corruption. I expected the Honorable Minister join effort with the government. The fight against corruption is not about which party you form, whether party A or party B. This is about the national growth of our country, Mr. Clarence. Our country is seriously behind because of corruption. The people will take the money that belongs to the vast majority of the people and are working for that.
Okay. Thank you from Arizona there in the US. Let's come back on the ground line. Hello. Good morning. Are you there? No, we'll leave. No time. Hello? Hello? We'll leave too. No time. That's serious thing here. You Tony will leave. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Joseph Daniels, Public Relations Officer of ART.
All right, Joe. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you. We just want to provide this clarity as you asked Mr. Nagbe to provide release that ART release that he stated we were clear on saying that we blocked the former Commerce Minister. He cannot provide that because they have never issued such statement. All of our proceedings, all what we do is basically through the courts. So RF engaged the court. What we did, the release we issued was basically on a ruling from the criminal court C. So we want to be clear on that. In all of our cases, we have been strictly involved with court matter. We've been dealing with issues related to court. We have not been able to incarcerate or stop anyone from traveling out of the country without engaging the court.
Okay.
So if anyone has evidence that Arab has been able to block anyone through other means, they should be able to provide that evidence.
Thank you. Let me take former Representative Akara's grade. Yes, Akara.
Let's hear you. Just quickly.
Yeah.
When I listen to the Deputy Minister speaking about respect for the rule of law, okay, or the country is the country of law. Just recently, when Finda Bundoo was being removed as Speaker, the Supreme Court ruled that the majority block was illegally seated. On public record, you read the Supreme Court ruling on this very platform. The President of the Republic of Liberia decided that they would do business with the majority block. They submitted the budget to a majority block with all Speaker. The Supreme Court was very clear that they were illegally seated. President Weah went on public record that his work would not be stored. He would do business with the majority block. So respect for the rule of law is only for the government, for the opposition, right? But when it comes to the government, they can violate the laws of the land. That is hypocrisy by itself. Thank you very much. That's what I chose to call.
Thank you. Another call, probably the final one from the U.S. right here. Then we'll go back to Len. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
This is Gossin. I call from North Dakota, USA.
All right, Gossin.
Clarence, precedent cases. But then the fight of precedent cases is there were no case before you could have a precedent case. That means a lawyer reference that case. So now in the 12 case situation, even there is no other precedent case, 12 case will be a precedent. Because you have a juror that were arrested yesterday, someone in the open glen saying that there was tampering. Okay, this is the thing. I said it on Julius show yesterday, and I think Minister Tweah called and he said what I said was you were going to do this, you will do that. The thing is, it is a corruption case.
Mm-hmm.
For 10 days. Now the court and people confess, they say yes, they were tampered with. If I were Mr. Tweah, what I would do is, part of the change of the case, you have a very good lawyer. Let the lawyer proceed the case. You already talking about please.
Okay, thank you. Finally, I can go. Let me take Jefferson Koji. I think he's trying to reach me, Secretary General of the CDC. I hope I got you here. Good morning. Good morning. Do I have Mr. Koji? Go ahead. No time.
Jesus.
Hello? I'm going to keep you. Hello? Mr.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Coach, go ahead. Go ahead.
Take the time to commend Minister Nagbe for his excellent deliberation on the national issues. But you were talking about rule of law. We just want to re-emphasize, to support his words, the citizens are responsible institution. The lawless and is responsible.
Wow. I'm sorry, Koji. That Janji backward, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Koji. I can't continue. The call is being, distorted by other calls coming in. Yeah, Eugene. If Koji call and there's no call, I will take him out of courtesy. That's why I will.
You can use my time and get to him.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to. You get time. Yeah, I want to listen to Mr. I want to listen to Koji, like I won't do to any official of the government.
Yes.
But I'm finding it difficult.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So I listened to some of the callers, and I want to specifically, react to one of the callers who said, why is it that we don't join the government, the caller from Arizona, to fight corruption? But the best way to fight corruption is not by being corrupt or by using means that are not fair, that are political, instead of just going by the rule of law. Where have you seen a jury is sequestered, meaning you put them in one room, you lock them up, don't go home, don't do anything, we lock you here, don't make calls. And we, the government, will mind you until the case finishes. The case ends. 10 days later, they are not sequestered anymore, they are outside. Everybody going home. That's where they were tampered with. After the case, not during the case. And then you come out and say, oh, one of them confessed that when they were sequestered, somebody tampered with them. They check. Tweah made no call to them. His lawyer didn't call them. They check the call logs. And then you grab these people, and maybe people are not understanding. The judge does not have power to
I see that Koji is still trying to get Eugene 1 minute. I don't know whether this will be better now. Koji, you better now? Go ahead.
Okay, am I okay?
You are okay now, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Clarence. I said again, but you smooth, and I want to seize this time to commend Minister Nagbe for his excellent deliberation, and I think all his point of view well articulated. But what we want to state here categorically is that CDC is a responsible political institution, a law-abiding institution. What the CDC will now do, if the government decides to be irresponsible and reckless, the CDC will not delve in supporting that. And that's why we make it categorically clear that we will not support any state of lawlessness. Take for example, what just happened not too long. Dubayan, who work at Enfield, when the Supreme Court came, there are many things that this government had grossly disrespected and ignored. When the Supreme Court came over ruling, asked Mr. Boaka to reinstate him. That ruling of the Supreme Court is being disrespected. So it tells you that
I think it was the justice in chambers that ruled, and the matter is supposed to be before the full bench of the Supreme Court. That is the law, Koji. So when the justice in chambers rule and you take an appeal before the full bench, the ruling from the justice in chamber is suspended until the full bench can make a determination. That's the law.
Clarence, I'm just giving instances that the Lord of our land being disrespected. Mr. Boaka have shown no regard for the rule of law of our country. Like Representative Gray, former Representative Gray just said to you, when you have a president assigned on an unconstitutional budget, when the guy who presided over that budget had no legitimacy, and the president see nothing wrong with that, and going back to implement that, and a person like you, Clarence Jackson, who believes to be who you are, would say nothing about that, is offensive, it's talking for our country, and the CDC will not,
we're talking, man. We're talking, yeah.
Yeah, but you see what's happening, the country is heading for a dark path. And the CDC have done that before. Will rush to the sanctity of this country. Will rush to the defense of this country. The CDC will institute what has been termed a democratic resistance to ensure that and that's why I say here.
What does that mean when you say democratic resistance? What do you mean?
Democratic system means each and every Liberian has the responsibility to stand up in protecting the sanctity of this country. Never again this country will go back to 14 years of war. We have graduated from individualism. We have accepted the norm of what you call institutionalism and the beauty of our democracy. No group of people, no clique, no cabal will subject our country.
Okay, Coach. We'll find time to take you, Coach. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mr. Nagbe, I want to say thank you for the word well spoken. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You said remember your time, 1 minute. Coach,
No,
let's hear you.
no.
Let's hear you.
Okay, so there is something I wanted to talk about. I will just leave some of the comments because they were addressed. You know, we hire a contractor, Mr. Nadim Hash, to build our national headquarters, and he has been doing a spectacular job. But if you notice, the same United Party people are trying to tarnish his reputation. They have placed his photo alongside the photograph of the former president and claiming that he is the one who brought in the drugs. You know, it's very unfortunate that a foreign businessman, they will attempt to taint him. He's a Lebanese national. He's currently in Beirut. He was here 2 weeks ago. He's not under arrest. I just want to clarify that the person on the page, the police has the individual already, and they're not looking for Mr. Hash, who is a stand-up person and who has been doing spectacular work for the CDC. And also, you know, he intends to engage in construction in Liberia throughout. And what happened was to tarnish his image.
Thank you.
And then for me to close, I just want to say that the CDC, as a legal, democratic political institution, is not seeking to do anything outside the ambit of the law, but we have political tools at our disposal that we use. This attack against Tweah, where the Unity Party is trying to destroy a whole forest just to get at one tree,
Okay.
will not be accepted, and we will.
Thank you.
We
gotta
will
go.
use all our authority, our power as a political party, including our standard bearer down to the least person, to ensure that this threshold is not crossed. This injustice is not.
Thank you,
allowed
Eugene.
to stand.
Thank you. Chief of Office Staff in the office of former President Weah, Eugene Nagbe, was here as our guest. Tomorrow, probably we'll have the Minister information here if all works well. My name is P, so I'm out of here. Thanks to Blessing, man. Thanks to our friends from the different online platforms for showing up. Bye-bye.